Dead Space 3 Game Review, published Feb 10th, 2013, by Luke Appleby. Zombies in space! Electronic Arts Visceral Games have unleashed their new third-person horror shooter, Dead Space 3, on Xbox 360 and PC. Worth pointing out that we just had some recent announcements from EA, and they are working on a Dead Space remake, reboot, thing. I have no idea, but I thought it would be worth getting back into an old review of Dead Space 3. Like its predecessors, ammunition is scarce, and multi-limbed monstrosities known as necromorphs are everywhere. Dismember, scavenge, and survive. Do not fret. This is your first foray into the No, I said that completely wrong. Do not fret if this is your first foray into the franchise. The introduction educates the player on past events and everything from Isaac Clarke's early days as an engineer on a mining starship to his role in learning more about alien artifacts, known as markers, and fighting the reanimated dead. Isaac Clarke, who now resides at a lunar colony, is coerced by the last battalion, soldiers trying to preserve human life, to fight the Church of Unitology. Religious zealots are convinced that by activating markers, they are following some divine plan to evolve mankind. Wow, I'd forgotten all about that. You play as Isaac Clarke and don the iconic pressurized suit. Notice there's a Z there? That's interesting. Americanized spelling crept in. Everything you need is represented contextually on screen, and so a traditional heads-up display is not visible. Your health is the coloured bar along your spine. Aim your weapon to see a projection of how much ammunition you have, and use your locator wrist-mounted gadget to shine a holographic line to direct you to the next objective. Now, worth pointing out, the word is diegetic. Everything is represented in the game for the purposes of the game in real life, so you don't have any heads-up displays, anything like that. That's what diegetic means. Advert! Old HTML hasn't populated an ad or something on there. Stomp containers and corpses for scrap metal, ammunition and upgrades. Ships have workbenches that allow the player to craft new guns and improve existing equipment for better firepower, and so on. I think I probably would have ended the sentence at firepower. These days, there's no need to say and so on, because it's like, okay, what is the so on that you're talking about? Because it's highlighting that I've missed something. Step into a kiosk chamber and modify your pressurized suit, again with a Z. Don't know what happened there. Exchange scrap metal for increased hit points or a larger oxygen capacity. Mass Effect fans, ooh, Mass Effect. Now, I'll pause there for a moment. We also had a remaster of all three Mass Effect games. I say all three, there are more than 3 Mass Effect games, but the first 3 of the original trilogy have been remastered. Very keen to get my hands on that. If anyone has a CD key and they want to share it with me, go right ahead. I'll probably use it. Anyway, Mass Effect fans can also change their skin to Commander Shepard's N7 armor for a laugh. Don't know why that would be for a laugh. Oh, because we're talking about Dead Space, not Mass Effect. Yeah, okay, that's cool. It being EA and all. The atmosphere and vibe of Dead Space 3. Notice I haven't italicized the Dead Space 3 there. I think I used to do that a lot. I used to miss my own little simple style things, because putting the article into this archaic backend was very tedious. It's only generating 1 cent per click. I don't really care. The atmosphere and vibe of Dead Space 3 is like a mix between the movies Event Horizon and The Thing. Yeah, maybe. I think they're both science fiction horror films. I think the Event Horizon, the fact that it's in space, although maybe I think it's tenuous thinking about it now as a more mature person. What do you think? Flickering lights, distant clunks and shrill screeches will make you jump in your seat, which is a testament to how well the story is paced. So I'm talking about atmospheric things in the game and how that ties in with pace. That's interesting. I do remember this game being pretty immersive. Abominations await behind closed bulkheads. I don't know if I go into this, but I think the most memorable thing for me about Dead Space is how cumbersome your character feels when you're playing. If you mistime a swing with a weapon, if you are committed to moving in one particular direction, you're not that agile. So when those necromorphs come at you, I remember swearing at the screen because if you mistime, you misjudge, you move incorrectly, you get it wrong, you really feel it, and you're sort of shifting in your seat, trying to move the guy, even though he's only going to move at his own pace. I remember that, and that stuck with me for all this time, which I'll be keen to see that brought into a modern adaptation of this game in the remake. Anyway, there are a lot of scripted action sequences with quick time events, which is at times frustrating. Often it is not clear whether you are supposed to do something or just observe the eye candy. You might be casually floating in the vacuum of space when all of a sudden you are meant to be dodging debris. Fortunately, there are regular checkpoints to endure the trial and error portions of the story. Yeah, I think that was like of the time, quick time events where you have, basically no reaction time. You have like a little combination you've got to do, push a series of buttons in the right order, and then your playable character will survive the ordeal, and if you don't, you just abruptly die. Never a fan of quick time events. Just always felt forced in, didn't really gel with the main gameplay in my opinion. And that could be said for most games where there are quick time events. What do you think? It's not all about blasting baddies though. Your suit grants the bearer special abilities which are not only exploited during combat, but also necessary to complete puzzles that must be solved to progress. Kinesis allows the player to move objects without touching them, and Cryo Shot freezes enemies and slows down rapidly moving objects. I forgot about that. Try giving Dead Space 3 a go at night with the lights off. That was a bit of a clumsy sentence. If that frightens you, then play cooperative mode with a friend. Help us improve. Click here if you like this article. Well, I've put a link to the article in the YouTube description thing. I'll leave it there. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Why are you watching? Why are you listening to me read old articles and just get it real bad? Add a comment in the descriptions. No, that doesn't make any sense. I'm not even making sense right now. Add a comment to the story, to the video. Man, what am I even doing here? See ya.